Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Weekly Whatever, our weekly show where we talk about whatever we want. I'm Chris,
I'm Brad.
and this is episode four or
Yep,
five, four
four. Yeah.
of Survivor season 33. This episode had events that took place that weren't
Yes.
super boring, right? I
It was
thought
it was pretty good.
it was an episode of where things happen.
Yeah.
At least I'll say that.
Yeah, I think in spite of a lot of bad Survivor play going on, it was hopefully the beginning of what's going to be a lot of gameplay just in general moving
Yeah,
forward.
yeah,
So for that reason, I was digging the episode. We saw an idol be played pre-merge, which is
yeah,
very
exactly.
rare.
Right or wrong, that was still a big move. So
Yes.
I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, very exciting. All right, so we lost Lucy in this episode, and we're going to break down everything that happened, including David's idle play, and talk about whether or not that was a good or bad move. But before we do, hit the numbers below the video to make the numbers go up. Click the buttons below the video. Don't click the numbers.
Yeah.
That won't do anything. They're not.
You
That'll
click
just
numbers after.
yeah. Just like look,
And
it went up.
yeah.
I nailed that. All right, let's talk about Survivor. Lucy went home. She's gone.
She did. I I don't think she saw it coming.
No,
Uh,
probably not. Although
yeah.
maybe I mean that she knew that the plan was being flipped on her, and then
Mm,
things were getting a little chaotic before going to tribal. But she ended up having the numbers in the end.
yeah. Yeah. Um so yeah, a lot of mistakes were made. There was a chain of events. Where did that start, Brad?
Well, I don't understand. I mean, Lucy initially went to Brett and Chris. Not
Mhm.
you. You're still not on the show.
I'm
Um, yeah. And she kind of threw Jessica under the bus and blamed her for getting Paul out of the game, which I thought was interesting.
yeah.
I don't know that she had to do that.
I don't think she had to do it. I think her logic was that she wanted a strong tribe and she wanted to be in with the strong people. Like I wouldn't say it's so much a meat shield as we've seen in the past, but it's more just trying to align herself with people that she thinks will allow them all to move forward longer and not get decimated so much.
Right.
But I mean, they're going to get shoveled now, anyways. So
Yes.
I think she probably would have been better off sticking with Jessica and just saying, you know what, we started on this path because of the threat of an all guys alliance. Why don't we just do an all girls
Yeah.
alliance?
I think that would have made the most sense. Um, but if her reasoning is that yeah she wants to keep the tribe strong, then whatever, that's fine. Um, but she continues to just kind of tank her own shit when she's talking to Ken and David, and she's so condescending
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just like, I'm not gonna talk to you about anything until we actually have to. We haven't lost it, it's whatever. But then she kind of tells them what the plan would be anyway, and tells them that Jessica would be the one to go. Uh, Bad look. Like I wrote down during that scene, she can't win the game. Lucy cannot win Survivor. She's too condescending.
Yeah,
She'll never win. And that I was right. I fucking nailed
you
that.
were
Called
super
the
right.
shit out of that.
Yep.
After a string of losses, I was all over it. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, that was probably the worst thing Lucy did.
Probably.
I mean, which is obviously not great, but for her to then go home because of it, I thought, it's not. People have made worse mistakes and stayed in the game.
Yeah. I think this was after this point there's a lot of just extreme sort of rash decisions that cooler heads should not would not have made.
Yeah.
Like immediate or so what was it? Basically Ken told what's it, Jessica that
Yeah.
she was the target and that was not a good idea.
No.
Like if you want to just float along,
Yeah.
be cool with people, just do that. You know,
Yeah.
like you can be safe.
You can't. But
But
that's not
instead,
Ken.
yeah, no,
Ken wants to be in control, I think. He hasn't said
probably,
that, but two people in a row now, Paul and Lucy, have gone home because they were the dictators around camp and he didn't like that. So he either has some serious issues with authority, or he wants that power for himself. Um, because yeah, he and David were not on the bottom. They were fine. Jessica was
Yeah.
going home. They didn't have to do that. Um, and it's
But I think, go ahead.
go ahead. No, I'm good.
I think this is the second time where I found that someone has made themselves so untrustworthy that no one should want to work with them, and so they should just become a target. But it hasn't happened. Like when David started flip-flopping around earlier in the season, I thought, well, that's it for him. Like, why would you even consider working with someone like that in the future? Like,
Yeah.
just chop him now. And again, I thought that was going to happen with Ken, but it didn't.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting that they're still skating by and they don't seem to be targeted. And um, I said last week, not really going to pay as much attention to the edit, but if you're looking at the story so far, there's been a lot of David,
Yeah,
which you got to think that David's not going anywhere soon.
for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you mentioned the shuffle that's coming in the next episode, early in this episode. Um, that's just gonna make that transition for him a lot easier. I think he's gonna go pretty far into this game. Maybe
yeah,
he wins. Who knows? Maybe Adam
maybe.
wins because of that glorious scene that he had when he found the idol. We'll get to it.
Yeah, yes. Oh
We'll get
yeah,
to it. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that totally happened. There's a lot going on in
That was
this
a thing.
episode. Yeah.
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 I think David is gonna have a lot of heat after playing the idol, but I wonder how much of that will be spread around in his own tribe. Like if he doesn't end up with the people who are gonna be really pissed at him, he could be fine until the merge
Right.
if he, can position himself in his new tribe at least.
Right. So so we talked about the idol, or we talked about the fact that he played the idol. Should he have done that in the first place? Whether or not that's going to affect his game positively or negatively moving forward, we can get to. But should he have done that last tribal?
Hmm.
Save Jessica.
Well, I mean, it's insanely early to play a hidden immunity idol. Like,
Yes.
just doesn't really happen. Like, you save that for getting to the merge, and when you're gonna have yourself in a situation where your back's up against the wall and you want to play it on yourself, playing it on someone else that early, he had to have. You got to have a really good reason. You have to like really want to solidify someone, and doing that for someone who is on the bottom by themselves,
And
being
isn't
voted out
working with
by.
you.
Yeah, and who isn't even already in your lines? Exactly. Like, yeah, she's gonna be really happy and she's gonna like you, but
Yeah.
is she's gonna go home next week or you're gonna go home next week, and what was it all for?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I initially I hated the play. It's like that's stupid. You just wasted an idol. It's your idol. Just hang on to it. Then I was like, they have a tribe of 7 now, and he has Ken, CC, and himself, David, and it just used an idol on Jessica. So maybe she'll join them, and now they have 4 in a tribe of 7. Great. But then you look at the vote breakdown. Jessica voted for CC, and Ken voted for Jessica.
Yeah, there's
That's
just no.
that's not a tight 4. Like
It's a super loose four.
it's so loose. It's just swinging everywhere. So I
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. We can't know what was going through David's head in that moment. We don't know if that was a decision he made at Tribal. Like he blindsided Ken, as far as I know, to do that because Ken voted for Jessica when he just idled his vote. So, uh, it's
yeah,
bizarre. I mean, I I don't know if David thought there was a swap coming. I know he's a fan of the game,
yeah.
but if he suspects there's a swap coming, don't you hang on to the idol
Yeah,
and
like
just lose
should.
Jessica?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. But I think this is, I mean, this is clearly going to be something that we look back on and just like, this is what really did David in, or this is what really pushed David further in the game.
yeah.
Which is
It's
really
fair.
the only 2 ways that could go. That's my expert analysis on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So moving forward we know there's a tribe swap coming. Uh, does this fact that David has played an idol, and they now know that he no longer has an idol, and that information will no doubt be spread around to the millennials once the tribes get mixed up. Does that help him or hurt him? That he's played an idol, okay, he can play the game, that's kind of scary, or, well, he had an idol, but he doesn't anymore, so he's not that threatening.
Yeah, I think knowing that he doesn't have like having a reasonable amount of assurance that he doesn't have one, he could find the next one,
He could.
and they wouldn't. Then he could have found it secretly. But I mean, it gives you some idea that he might not have one, and also he can sort of swing it as, "Hey, remember at the summit when I told you I'm totally with you?"
It's gonna pay
What?
off!
Yeah. Well, like last week, I totally played my idol on someone in my alliance. That means I'm like really awesome at taking care of my
Alliance.
alliance.
Yeah. My alliance. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Someone who, yeah, that's a good point
Yeah,
actually.
remember that time I
But
used my idol on someone who was trying to get me and my alliance out?
sweet. So
Yeah.
good.
Man, so just bizarre. Um, all that said, like analysis aside, I kind of liked it. I think it was,
Surprising.
yeah, surprising, bold, borderline stupid, maybe, but I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a good feeling. I have a hard time just not rooting for David.
Yeah, which is frustrating after that first episode
Yes.
when like he was so bad.
He was really bad. He should have been gone first. He really should have. Yeah. Um, yeah. So from David, one idol, to Adam, who now has the other idol. I also kind of find myself rooting for Adam.
Yeah, he's kind of like this like slightly uncomfortable, awkward guy who you would think might be, in with some people, but he's actually not.
Yeah.
Who's in his alliance? He's got
Zeke.
weird Zeke,
That's it.
just Zeke.
Yeah. It's just Zeke. Yeah. And an idol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. I mean, yeah. I don't know. He kind of found himself on the outs, and he seems really likable, and he's got a nice story.
Oh
Um.
yeah, that was sad. I was
Yeah. It
like,
was.
whoa.
Yeah. I was not prepared for that at
Yeah,
all.
that was out of nowhere.
Yeah, so he talked about his mom and how she's sick, and he just wanted to find the idol and show her this moment, and him finding the idol could be that moment. That's all great, and that's really like holy shit. He might do really well this season too, but
Yeah.
I'm not reading too much into the edit. I'm just saying because that's not strategic analysis. That's just reading the edit. I'm not doing that, but I like that. That was a good moment for him.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. How lucky did David get when he found his idol? Just found the idol.
Super lucky. He's like, hey, this coconut, why is it slightly red or something?
Yeah. Why does this coconut have paint on it? Oh, it's an idol. Okay.
How did they grow it around an idol?
Yeah. And then poor Adam has to find a clue first, and then
GSO.
yeah. And Adam almost got busted finding his idol, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought that was game over for him.
Yeah.
I thought he was busted, but guess not.
No. As far as we know, no one knows that he has the idol, which is good.
Yeah,
For him, moving to the swap.
maybe he can solidify some people post shuffle with that,
Yeah. Yeah, the shuffle's going to be really important. Honestly, I think if he and David can get together, they might be able to do some damage. Because they're kind of on the
or they would
outs.
just like self-destruct.
They might self they might implode. Just idols flying all over the place, saving people that shouldn't be saved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um yeah, it'll be I'm really looking forward to this next episode. I want to see the tribe breakdown because that's going to be
Yeah, it's gonna
important.
be very interesting.
Yeah.
What's the count now?
We're at 16, so it should be 8.
Oh, okay. Boring.
4 tribes of 4. Let's do it.
Yep.
Yeah. 8 tribes of 2.
That'd be so weird.
That would be really weird.
16 tribes of one. Exile season. Everyone's
in exile. Yes.
Communicate by a message in a bottle.
Yep.
That's how you vote at tribal.
That would be fantastic. That would also just be like a really weird way to do the merge. Because everyone would be for themselves. But that's fine. Yeah. We didn't see too much of the Millennial tribe this episode, did we? I mean, it was
Yeah, it
just
was pretty
that.
much just Adam, and there um, wasn't any of the couple really.
Not really. Yeah. Which, fine by me.
Yeah,
I'm all about that. Um, yeah.
one
That was.
reward. There was a reward, right?
Yeah, they had the big, the physical challenge in the water,
Yeah, that was
and Michaela just totally beasted that for the Millennials, and they still lost.
yep.
Yeah. So that was. I really enjoy those challenges. Those challenges are always really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So that was that. That was that. I actually don't have a lot else to say about the episode. It was mostly the chaos that led to Lucy going home.
Yeah,
All right. Well, we
yeah.
fucking nailed it. I
We
think
did.
just
Strong.
like start to finish, really strong episode.
Of weekly whatever, not
Yeah, no, yeah. There's a
Survivor.
bit of there's some up and down at the beginning of the Survivor episode, but this was fucking solid from the
Grade
intro
A.
to the
Yeah. The
outro that
intro.
hasn't happened yet. The intro was
Yeah.
spectacular. You nailed it.
Spot on.
Boom. First try every time. All right. Are you good? Do you have anything else you want to say about this episode?
I do not.
That's fantastic, because I don't either. We're done. We've had enough. That's it for us. The recap of episode 4 of Survivor Millennials versus Gen X, which is still a terrible title. They need
Oh yeah.
something that is a little bit shorter. Anyway, we're done. We'll be back to recap episode 5 next week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you later.